Needs versus wants, the great spending divide. What do you truly need to live a good life? We need food, shelter, and clothing. Beyond these basics, our spending often reflects desires rather than necessities. Many purchases, from luxury cars to designer clothes, are driven by a desire for status or to impress others. This drive to accumulate beyond our needs is fueled by our ego. Our ego tells us we need more, bigger, and better to be happy. It whispers that we are what we own and who we impress. But true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in financial security and peace of mind. Recognizing this difference is the first step towards breaking free from the chains of ego-driven spending. Imagine a family living in a modest home, driving a used car and taking simple vacations. They might not have the latest gadgets or designer clothes, but they have something far more valuable: financial freedom. They're not burdened by debt, stressed about payments, or living paycheck to paycheck. They have the freedom to pursue their passions, spend time with loved ones, and weather financial storms with resilience. Contrast this with a family living in a large house, driving luxury cars, and taking extravagant vacations. They may seem affluent, but their financial reality could tell a different story. High expenses, large debt payments, and constant pressure to maintain their lifestyle can trap them in a cycle of overspending and financial anxiety. This is the paradox of ego-driven spending. It often leads to the opposite of what it promises. The ego trap: how societal pressures fuel overspending. We live in a society that constantly bombards us with messages about what we should own, wear, and drive. Advertisements, social media, and even our peers can fuel our desire for more. We see others with bigger houses, fancier cars, and exotic vacations, and we feel compelled to keep up. This societal pressure can make it difficult to separate our genuine needs from the manufactured desires of our ego. The ego thrives on comparison and competition. It tells us we need to keep pace with our neighbors, impress our colleagues, and show the world we've made it. This relentless pursuit of external validation can lead us down a path of overspending and financial instability. We work longer hours, take on more debt, and sacrifice our well-being, all in an attempt to achieve a lifestyle that is often unsustainable and ultimately unfulfilling. The truth is, most people who flaunt their wealth are often deeply in debt. They're living on credit, mortgaged to the hilt, and one unexpected expense away from financial ruin. Their outward display of affluence masks a fragile financial reality. It's a dangerous game to play, and one that rarely leads to true happiness or lasting security. Breaking free from this ego trap requires a conscious effort to resist societal pressures and define our own values. It means questioning the messages we're bombarded with and asking ourselves what truly matters. It's about choosing to live authentically, within our means, and focusing on what brings us genuine joy and fulfillment. The illusion of status: why bigger isn't always better. The desire for status is a powerful motivator. We buy expensive cars, wear designer clothes, and live in upscale neighborhoods, all in an attempt to elevate our perceived social standing. We believe that these outward symbols of success will make us happier, more respected, and envied by others. But the truth is, status is an illusion, and the pursuit of it can leave us feeling empty and financially drained. A bigger house doesn't guarantee happiness, a luxury car doesn't buy respect, and designer clothes can't mask inner insecurities. True fulfillment comes from within, from pursuing our passions, nurturing meaningful relationships, and living a life aligned with our values. When we chase status, we prioritize external validation over internal satisfaction, and we often end up feeling emptier than when we began. Consider the countless stories of celebrities, athletes, and lottery winners who seemingly had it all: fame, fortune, and material possessions, yet struggled with addiction, depression, and financial ruin. Their experiences highlight the fallacy of equating status with happiness or fulfillment. True wealth lies not in what we possess, but in who we are and how we live our lives. Shifting our focus from external validation to internal contentment is essential for escaping the illusion of status. It's about defining success on our own terms, not by society's standards. It's about finding joy in simplicity, gratitude for what we have, and contentment in knowing that our worth is not determined by the size of our bank accounts or the brand names we wear. Section 4. Finding freedom in financial humility. Financial humility is the antidote to ego-driven spending. It's about recognizing that our worth is not tied to our net worth. It's about being content with what we have, living below our means, and prioritizing financial security over fleeting status symbols. This doesn't mean living a life of deprivation, but rather one of conscious consumption and mindful spending. When we embrace financial humility, we free ourselves from the constant pressure to keep up with the Joneses. We're no longer swayed by advertising or envious of others' possessions. We find contentment in simplicity, joy in experiences, and security in knowing that we're financially prepared for whatever life throws our way. This sense of freedom is far more valuable than any material possession. Financial humility allows us to focus on what truly matters: our health, our relationships, our passions, and our contribution to the world. We're free to pursue our purpose, give back to our communities, and leave a positive impact on the world. We're no longer slaves to our possessions or the relentless pursuit of more. We find liberation in living simply, giving generously, and finding joy in the present moment. The path to financial humility is not always easy. It requires discipline, self-awareness, and a willingness to resist societal pressures, but the rewards are immeasurable: financial security, peace of mind, and a life of greater purpose and fulfillment. It's a journey worth taking, one that leads to true wealth and lasting happiness. Section 5. The long game: modesty and the path to financial security. Modesty in a financial context isn't about deprivation. It's about making conscious choices that prioritize long-term financial well-being over short-term gratification. It's about saving diligently, investing wisely, and living below our means to achieve lasting financial security. This approach might not be flashy, but it's the surest path to building wealth and achieving our financial goals. Consider the power of compound interest, often called the eighth wonder of the world. By saving consistently, even small amounts, and investing wisely, we harness the power of exponential growth. Over time, our money works for us, generating passive income and building a solid financial foundation. This approach requires patience, discipline, and a long-term perspective, but the rewards are substantial. Imagine two individuals, both earning the same income. One indulges in extravagant spending while the other lives modestly and invests the difference. Over time, the modest individual will accumulate significantly more wealth, even without earning a higher income. This demonstrates the power of compounding and the importance of playing the long game in financial matters. Modesty in this sense is not about sacrifice. It's about making strategic choices that align with our long-term goals. It's about delaying gratification today to reap greater rewards tomorrow. It's about recognizing that true wealth is not measured by what we spend, but by what we save, invest, and pass on to future generations. Section 6. Beyond wealth: the true value of a content life. True wealth extends far beyond the balance of our bank accounts. It encompasses our health, relationships, passions, and overall well-being. It's about living a life filled with purpose, meaning, and connection rather than one consumed by material possessions and the pursuit of status. When we prioritize these intrinsic values, we unlock a level of fulfillment that money alone cannot buy. Imagine a life where you have the freedom to pursue your passions, spend quality time with loved ones, and make a meaningful contribution to the world. This is the essence of a content life, one rich in experiences, connections, and personal fulfillment. It's a life where financial security provides a foundation for pursuing our dreams, not the sole measure of our success. The pursuit of financial independence should never come at the expense of our health, relationships, or overall well-being. It's about finding a balance, a sustainable approach to life that allows us to enjoy the present moment while planning for the future. It's about recognizing that our time, energy, and relationships are far more valuable than any material possession. Ultimately, true wealth is not about how much we accumulate, but about how we live our lives. It's about finding contentment in simplicity, joy in experiences, and meaning in connection. It's about recognizing that the most valuable things in life are often free, and that a life well lived is the greatest treasure of all.